Lisa Brady, Fox News. The son of director Rob Reiner charged with killing both of his parents in December.
Nick Reiner appeared in a brown LA County jail shirt and sat listening to proceedings from behind a glass partition. His new public defender entered a plea to the murder charges on his behalf in front of Judge Teresa McGonigal.
A plea of not guilty is entered on behalf of Mr. Reiner.
He is ineligible for bail. Outside court, District Attorney Nathan Hochman said Reiner is eligible for the death penalty, and they will consider that after hearing from Reiner's attorney.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal, a preliminary hearing date set for April 29th. The former UK ambassador to the U.S., Peter Mandelson, now under arrest on suspicion of misconduct in public office. More fallout from the Jeffrey Epstein files, also turning more attention to how much the British Prime Minister knew when Mandelson was appointed.
So there are big questions being asked about how much Keir Starmer knew, the Prime Minister, and what his future holds as well. And then we're still hearing the questions within the royal family. Prince Andrew arrested on Thursday for the same charges of sending sensitive documents to Jeffrey Epstein back around 2009 when he was the trade envoy for the UK.
Fox's Benjamin Hall in London. For now, both Andrew and Mandelson remain under investigation. No formal charges announced. The blizzard of 26, a record breaker in parts of the Northeast. Providence, Rhode Island, just reporting its biggest snowfall ever, more than 32 inches, and it's now a top 10 storm for New York City, nearly 20 inches in Central Park.
Pretty amazing storm. And how about the winds? That's another thing.
Fox Weather's Bob Van Dillon along the Jersey Shore.
74-mile-per-hour wind gusts in central Long Island by Stony Brook, Nantucket, and 83-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Neptune, New Jersey, we're still under a band of snow. It's been coming down at a rate of 1 to 2 inches per hour for the last 7 hours. Not including what happened last night.
More than 600,000 power outages in multiple states, more than 20,000 flights disrupted, and Broadway shows in New York dark for a second night. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
94 eastbound at Van Dyke has cleared. We still have some construction slowing you down on I-94 westbound between Connor Street and Telegraph Road. That's blocking your right lane. It's going to be that way for about another half hour. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Variable clouds with snow showers today, a high of 25. Cloudy skies tonight, followed by a partial clearing. A few flurries possible with a low of 14. More clouds for Tuesday with a high of 31. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Traffic and weather is sponsored by Feminineo Law. Get David, get paid.
You need more than just a great lawyer. You need a great team. And only Feminineo Law has the accident response team. We're out there working on day one to get your life back and to get you paid. Call 855-65-CRASH or visit getdavidgetpaid.com.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
When Michigan's underground systems fail, everyone feels it. Old water and stormwater pipes mean flooded streets, dirty water, and damaged roads. These systems protect our homes, our schools, and the places we work, but many were built generations ago and can't keep up today. If we don't fix what's underground, we risk what's above ground. Safety, jobs, and our future. A strong Michigan depends on strong infrastructure starting below the surface. It's time to invest before small problems become big disasters. Learn more by visiting the website thinkmita.org.
Say hello to another great voice. This is JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni on 760 WJR.
Hey, let's go on a Monday, February 23rd, 2026. Ryan Ermanni, JR Afternoon. Welcome in. Did you miss me? Maybe, maybe not. I missed you guys. Beth Ann Long, Danielle Mason across the glass. Ladies, how are you? I miss you so much.
I'm good. I missed you so much.
Thank you for that, Beth Ann. I was hoping you didn't say, well, thank God. I wish you were gone. I wish you'd stay gone. Thankfully, you didn't do that.
She did not say that.
What about you, Danielle? Were you know, how was the week without me and everything like that? You're good? You survived?
I was a little bit bored, but it's fine.
You didn't have somebody pestering you with audio clips? Danielle, I need this. I need this.
No. There was none of that. And I missed it.
Well, very good. I want to thank Marie Osborne as well for sitting in the chair. We'll check in a little bit. I want to remind everybody that you can watch us live on YouTube as well. Just go to the YouTube app and look for 760 WJR, and you could subscribe to the network. It won't cost you a thing. All it will do was it will make it easier for you to find WJR when you want it to be there. And Paul W. is doing his live show. I'm doing the live show here. We've got lots of great content there on YouTube. And, of course, our radio audience on 760 WJR. Welcome in on that as well. So many different ways to watch and listen to us here at the network. I was in Florida last week, and boy, did we hit the weather perfectly. We took the kids to Universal, and that place is stimulation overload, man, for kids and adults, by the way. My head was on a swivel. I can't remember going to Universal as a kid, but man, it was so awesome to spend that week with the family and see the kids and have fun and everything like that. But back to work today, and boy, is there a lot of news to check in on or what? But I have to start with this. I was glued to the U.S. men's Olympic hockey team yesterday. I couldn't even breathe. Towards the end of the third period and into overtime, congratulations to the men who just now landed in Miami, by the way. I just look up at the TV and I see the men are back from Milan. They are back on U.S. soil, winning the gold medal at the Olympics for the first time since 1980. 46 years. Celebrations all over the country. Jack Hughes, the Canton native, was the hero in overtime.
It's all about our country right now. I love the USA. I love my teammates. It's unbelievable. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong. And we had so much support from ex-players. I'm so proud to be American today.
How about that? Jack Hughes, the Canton native, he was the hero in overtime. How about the goalie, Connor Hellebuck from Commerce? They don't win if he doesn't stand on his head. So many Michiganders up and down the lineup, including Dylan Larkin from Waterford of the Red Wings, and Zach Werenski from Grosse Pointe, Quinn Hughes from Canton, Kyle Connor from Shelby. Just a great showing of Michigan natives on Team USA. And then he talked about the brotherhood as well. How about the team honoring Johnny Gaudreau, the team carrying out his number 13 jersey? Johnny and his brother, you'll remember, big news story a couple of years ago, were killed by a drunk driver while they were on their bicycles the night before their sister's wedding. Gaudreau's family, his kids, his parents, they were in the building yesterday. The team brought out Gaudreau's kids. It was truly an emotional moment to be a part of that team photo, to watch that. Incredible from beginning to end. And I can't remember the last time there was an atmosphere around a game like that. Bars and restaurants opened early, watch parties all over the Detroit area. For a moment, for a tiny slice of time, we were all one. Every American rooting for the team. It was awesome. And to see those images on social media of people having a great time together was really awesome. And we're going to continue to celebrate that. We'll continue to talk about that as well. But we want to get to some news now as well. There were some really horrifying images and still going on right now in Mexico. Mexico's most wanted cartel boss, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, he was killed on Sunday during a Mexican military raid that has led to Americans being stranded in Mexico. WJR's Marie Osborne has more on this. Just some shocking visuals yesterday and even into today, Marie.
Yeah, absolutely. So along with that kingpin, 8 other people were also killed. These were all cartel members, and this was a Mexican military operation. It was aided by U.S. intelligence support. 25 members of Mexico's National Guard died during these attacks in Mexico. So this was a big wave of violence, and the killing sparked widespread unrest with suspected gang members torching buses and businesses while clashing with security forces. That's what we were watching on video. The Mexican president said peace and security and normalcy are being maintained across the country, but still these videos are pretty compelling, and they are still trying to make sure that this is under control. What concerns us here at home is that the U.S. State Department is urging American nationals in parts of Mexico to, quote, seek shelter and remain in residences or hotels. The department is also running a 24/7 crisis hotline for U.S. citizens that are impacted by this unrest. Other tourists were stranded after several U.S. carriers suspended flights to Puerto Vallarta in particular. And so that is the big concern right now, is how do those people, those potential tourists here still in U.S. airports, where do they go? How do they get help? And certainly the ones that are in danger in Mexico right now, in these hotels. We understand that many of these hotels are assisting their visitors from the United States to make sure that they have everything that they need. But Brian, there is no question that many of them are in fear of their safety.
There's no doubt about it. My wife had a trip planned to Cancun 2 weeks from now, her and a couple of her girlfriends. She canceled that last night and they rebooked for Florida. It was, look, a lot of this is happening on the western side of that country and not the eastern side of the country. But at what point do you want to take a chance? And this is a big spring break time too. I mean, whether you're a high school kid, a college kid, a lot of people go down to Mexico, Cancun, Acapulco, Puerto Vallarta for spring break. What do? I would not be going if it were me, if it was my kid.
I was going to say, if it was my kid, that would be a hard no, and I wouldn't be going. Your wife did the right thing. Until this completely settles down right now, there's no reason to travel there, at least until this is completely under control.
No doubt about it. Coming up in our 3 o'clock hour at 3:18, we're going to talk to David Fishman, owner and president of Cadillac Travel. He is in the Dominican Republic, but he's got some great advice for anybody that has a trip planned to Mexico. If you're in Mexico, what are some of the things that you could be doing as well? So we'll check in with him at 3:18 on that. Marie, will check in with you next hour, potentially another attempt on the president's life. My goodness, we'll get more on that as well. We'll see you at 3, Marie.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, there is so much happening. We want to get you all caught up. We're going to talk to Doug Luzader from Fox News. What's the latest with the tariffs? What's happening with the situation at Mar-a-Lago where a man was killed? What's happening with Iran? What about the situation with Mexico? What about the State of the Union? There is so much happening. We're going to get a full rundown from Doug Luzader. We'll do that next. Open lines at 2:35 as well if you want to weigh in. Great to be back. Great to have you along on a Monday here on 760 WJR.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower
Can we do a
show
quick
Instagram
audio check?
and Facebook know their
Sure,
social
check
media
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
and may
7,
cause
8, 9,
eating
10.
disorders, body image issues, depression,
Sounds
and suicidal
perfect.
3, 4, 5,
ideation.
6, 7,
It
8,
appears these
9.
social media companies knew they had been causing
Perfect,
serious
thank
harm
you.
to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text WORD to 323232. 3232. Word to 323232. Word to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois. Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Detroit Pride isn't just a feeling, it's how we show up for each other. Every March 13th, the 313 comes alive, but this year, the Children's Center is turning that one-day celebration into a lifetime of support. Right now, children in our city are facing trauma and instability. They need more than just a moment, they need a legacy. That's why the Children's Center is launching the 313-day auction. Every dollar raised goes directly into a permanent endowment to ensure Detroit's kids have the care and guidance they deserve for decades to come. And the prizes? They're pure Detroit. Bid on a 24-person suite at Ford Field for Ed Sheeran or $10,000 in credit at the new Restoration Hardware. Best of all funds raised will be matched, doubling your impact on our community's future. The auction is online only and is live March 1st through March 13th. Every winning bid builds a permanent foundation of healing and hope for the 4,000 local children who count on us every year. Bid at thechildrencenter.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
I'm glad it's back. That incident on I-75 southbound before Kniff Street is cleared. We did have a semi earlier there on the right shoulder. That's been removed. You're doing pretty good there. Moving road work continues on I-94 westbound between Connor Street and Telegraph. That's scheduled to wrap up by 2:30 this afternoon. And that wreck on I-94 eastbound at Van Dyke is cleared as well. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Cold afternoon as we're right around 25, 26 degrees, somewhere in that range. A gusty northwest breeze. Yeah, it does feel colder. Maybe a flurry left over early. Tonight, 15 with some clouds around. Tomorrow, thickening clouds. The next system comes in with some light snow and snow showers in the afternoon, 35. Could slicken up the streets before it ends tomorrow night around midnight, but inch or less of accumulation, though. So not a bunch of snowfall. Wednesday, a cloudy, cold day, 35 should do it. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Coming up Tuesday on JR Morning, we'll hear from a company that's using science-based solutions to help automakers. We'll also find out why Democrats are investigating the Maroons, and we'll also talk to our Lomas Brown about his upcoming golf outing. All that and more coming up on JR Morning. Of course, you can listen to us on WJR.com and, as always, on the free WJR app.
Welcome back, 760 WJR. Just a quick programming note. David Fishman of Cadillac Travel is going to join us at 2:48. We moved him up. He had a conflict from 3:18. If you have a spring break trip planned to Mexico, what should you do about that? So, again, programming note 2:48. We'll talk to David Fishman, not 3:18. But let me bring in one of my favorite guys out there in the universe, the great Doug Luzader, Fox News reporter. How you doing, Doug? I'm doing fantastic. I can't hear. There we go. We got you now. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. You know, we're surviving the very edges of this snowstorm here today.
Yeah, you getting much snow over there in D.C.?
You know, it's just kind of a dusting. It didn't really stick. It's been pretty warm here. But, you know, schools were delayed. The federal government was shut down for a couple hours today. And, you know, they don't deal with snow very well here, as you know.
No, they don't deal with a lot well there.
Fair enough.
But it's all good. Doug, I feel like the tariff decision from the Supreme Court came down like a year ago because there's so much news in this cycle. It's almost like, where do you want to start? But where I want to start is what you were on today, and that is the potential third attempt on Donald Trump's life. There was a man killed at Mar-a-Lago this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, pretty wild, this story, and I think we're still going to have to learn a lot more about this because so much of this is so unusual. But this 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin from North Carolina was seen after he actually kind of breached the perimeter of Mar-a-Lago, didn't get inside, but got onto the property. Was carrying allegedly a gun, a shotgun, and a container of fuel, and was told to set them down. Police say he actually aimed the gun at them, and they fired, and they did end up killing him. Now, the odd thing about this is that, at first blush, you think, well, he's there, this is an assassination attempt. But it wasn't exactly a secret that Donald Trump was not in Florida this weekend. I mean, he was here in D.C. He had scheduled events here with the nation's governors. So there's some aspects of this that just don't quite add up. This may have been a very troubled individual, but the FBI is investigating this, digging into his background and all that.
No doubt about it. Doug, State of the Union tomorrow. I'm sure D.C. is a buzz about that. What are some of the things that the president will try to hit home tomorrow night? Because if you look at his poll numbers, and again, I can't find one really that thinks he's doing great in any one aspect. I mean, he's underwater in a lot of these polled different categories here. What will he focus on tomorrow?
Well, I think we got a little bit of a preview of that today, where the president had this event talking to families of those of individuals who've been killed at the hands of illegal immigrants. And this really gets back to a foundational issue for Trump, which is border security and dealing with immigration. Now, as far as border security is concerned, his numbers, the polls that I've seen recently, his numbers on that are still pretty good in terms of securing the border. Handling immigration and dealing with actual illegal immigrants in the country, that's where we've seen his numbers begin to wane somewhat. So he's going to have to make the case tomorrow. And, this is really, in many ways, a final opportunity to speak to a national audience with this kind of attention before the midterm elections and try to frame the debate. And, these speeches are not, terribly artistic generally. And this is not just President Trump. I mean, states of the union in general, because they're just a hodgepodge of just one, policy ideas for the year ahead, bragging about accomplishments from the year behind and getting into both domestic and foreign issues. So it's going to be a whole laundry list of things today.
What last year's speech, like 99 minutes or something like that? I mean, it was so long.
Does
you want to shorten that down a little bit?
It was an hour and 39 minminutes last year. And
actually, can we get it a little bit shorter this year?
Exactly. Can we get the bridged version? Right. The speeches during his first term were like hour 20, that kind of range, which is a little more typical. I think there's kind of a trend with presidents that they get more comfortable. They kind of enjoy the spotlight. They're no longer intimidated by being there in front of Congress, and they just go on and on and on. And the other thing is that you got a lot of chefs stirring this stew. I mean, they as the White House puts this speech together, they're dealing with cabinet secretaries that are all itching to get each one of their priorities mentioned in this thing. And you have so many folks that are trying to have a hand in this. It really is difficult to, constrain these speeches to a reasonable length.
Talking to Doug Luzader, Fox News reporter. Doug, let me ask you about Iran. Is there going to war with Iran just does not it's a huge story. That's a big deal. Do you feel like it's imminent, or is there a road to peace? Is there a road to a deal?
Well, given the buildup that we've seen in the region, I mean, you talk about two carrier strike groups there. I mean, that we we have more than enough firepower in that region to do about whatever we want as far as Iran is concerned. So is this just trying to signal a message, trying to signal the Iranians that, look, there will be repercussions if there are not real accomplishments in these talks? But, Iran has been pretty clear that they don't want to talk about a couple of the things that the U.S. does, namely missile technology and support of proxy groups in the region. They'll talk about their nuclear program to some degree, and that's an important aspect of this. And the president really wants to put some constraints on that program. But that's only 1/3 of the things that the U.S. would like to talk about. And Iran, as far as we know, is refusing to get into the other two.
Doug, let me ask you about Mexico. Just chaos there. What do you think the United States response is? I'm sure they're going to keep a close eye on that. There's so many American citizens over there right now vacationing and the like. What is something that perhaps they could be doing right now or are doing right now as far as these drug cartels go?
Well, boy, that's the thing, is that nothing there can happen in a vacuum as far as the United States is concerned. I mean, at any given moment, I don't even know how you assign a number to how many Americans are in Mexico at any given moment vacationing. So, you have that aspect to it, plus obviously trade between the U.S. and Mexico. Plus, a lot of people here have family members that are Mexican citizens. The U.S., we know, provided some intelligence to go after this cartel leader. Whether the involvement went beyond that, it's not clear, but the U.S. has acknowledged that they did provide some assistance. And, the U.S., the administration has really been leaning on Mexico to do more to go after these cartels. And, you see the kind of blowback they have run into. I mean, these cartels are just so enormously powerful. And you take a leader like this down, and there are some repercussions.
No doubt about it. All right, Doug, did you watch Team USA yesterday? Did you wake up early on a Sunday and get a little hockey action in? Get your Team USA jersey on?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't. Unfortunately, I missed the overtime. But yeah, boy, what an accomplishment! And just to kind of square the circle on this. The hockey team, it sounds like, will in fact be at the State of the Union tomorrow night, assuming they can work it out. The Speaker of the House was just asked about this because President Trump, as you know, brought this up and said, the team is invited, both hockey teams, the men's and women's. But there's a logistics question with that because there are so many guests at the State of the Union. But the Speaker of the House just indicated they're going to try to find a way to work them in so they're recognized, assuming they can make it here.
They could probably be seat fillers for all of the Democrats who will be boycotting.
Yeah. You're not wrong on that point. I mean, we don't know how many Democrats are going to be no-shows, but yeah, there may be some open floor space.
There you go. The great Doug Luzader. I appreciate you doing this with me, Doug. Thanks, my friend.
Thanks,
you got it. You got it. Check Doug out, Fox News, all over the place, all over the country. We love seeing Doug's hits, and certainly here in Detroit on Fox 2. And the Fox News channel. All right, coming up next, we hit a lot there with Doug. If you want to get in, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. We'll take your calls. Coming up next, 760 WJR.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Your business isn't one size fits all, and your IT partner shouldn't be either. At Callisto Group, we provide cybersecurity-focused managed IT services designed around your business, offering personalized support, proactive monitoring, and experts who know your company by name. There's no call centers, no guesswork, just seamless technology and trusted partnership. Discover the difference at CallistoGroup.com. That's CALYSTO Group.com.
You could win a Tullymore Result Golf Trip for two. Play both Tullymore and St. Ives courses. That's 54 holes of golf with a cart. Plus 2-night stay and complimentary breakfast sponsored by the Michigan Golf Show. To enter, text keyword golf to 800-859-0957. Qualifiers will receive 4 tickets to the Michigan Golf Show March 6th through the 8th at Vive Credit Union Showplace in Novi. For more details and official rules, visit WJR.com.
760 WJR. Custom built for Detroit.
Fox News, I'm John Saucier. New York City is being pummeled with heavy snow and high winds from what's now the city's 9th biggest snowstorm on record, according to the readings taken at Central Park. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani says the city's travel ban has been lifted, but he warns hazardous travel advisory remains in place.
I continue to encourage all non-emergency traffic, cars, trucks, scooters, and e-bikes to remain off the roads.
President Trump honoring the families of victims killed by illegal immigrants at the White House today and declaring February 22nd Angel Family Day. The president accuses the left of not caring about the victims and their families.
I watched the mayor of Minneapolis. I watched these people saying, we want to protect murderers. I don't get it. It's something sick. They're sick.
Democrats in Congress are demanding reforms to ICE, including ordering agents to remove their masks and obtain judicial warrants before making arrests. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. This year, don't just get a tax refund, upgrade it. Turn your refund into a bigger return with a brand new roof from Weather Seal Home Improvements. Right now, they'll add an extra $1,000 to your refund toward your new roof. That's a smart deal. Book today at weathersealhomeimprovements.net. That's weathersealhomeimprovements.net. We still have that moving road work on I-94 westbound between Connors Street and Telegraph Road. That should wrap up shortly. Some construction, reducing your lane to 3 lanes, reducing your right lanes as well on I-696 westbound between I-75 and Lasser. It looks like you're slow from DeQuinder there. And I-69 eastbound, closed between Miller Road and Bristol Road due to an accident. Please use an alternate route like Miller Road or Corunna Road. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Variable clouds with snow showers today, a high of 25. Cloudy skies tonight, followed by a partial clearing. A few flurries possible, with a low of 14. More clouds for Tuesday with a high of 31. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
You know, I was doing a podcast with Chris Alberta from Principium talking about planning for retirement. And boy, did he bring home a great point. As I'm looking at the price of coffee or the price of beef going up, it makes me anxious.
Yeah, and it should. Look, the reality is that when you have a firm like ours, we don't traditionally lose clients. So they're long, ongoing relationships, and communication is key. When someone calls me 6 months or 1 year into a plan that we've built, and they say, "Chris, you know, we've been drawing $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month from our portfolio, but we're becoming a little bit uncomfortable. The savings account is becoming a little bit dry." Great. That's why we built it the way we did, because I know that if we're operating at a minimum and we need to twist that dial up, right, and really pad the coffers a little bit more, we have the ability to do that. My job is to tell you, if the capital you have saved up is not capable mathematically of providing the income you need, you either need to work longer or adjust your expenditures.
Call Chris Alberta today, 888-800-8949. That's 888-800-8949.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Never miss
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose
The Daily Dose
of Deets. The Daily Dose of Deets. The top of mind topics and stories.
Because America keeps building, innovating, and growing.
But at a depth and breadth that only Kevin Dietz can conceive.
Love doesn't have to be built on these grand gestures.
It's Can't Miss Radio.
You can't fake that kind of leadership Verlander is going to be able to bring to Scooball.
Kevin's own unique take on news and entertainment that'll get you talking all day.
Social media should not get a pass just because it's digital.
And into tomorrow. The Daily Dose of Dietz. First thing out of the gate on All Talk with Kevin Dietz. Weekdays at 9 on WJR. Wake up tomorrow with JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR. Right now, it's JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni.
Welcome back on a Monday. Hopefully everybody's having a great start to the week. The weather, it is what it is, right? I mean, we're going to get hit this week with some snow. I think over the next couple of days, you got an inch here and there, just enough to make you annoyed that you've got snow. But by the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, it's going to be in the 40s, mid-40s by Saturday. So hopefully it'll be out of here and you can enjoy your weekend a little bit. We are streaming live on YouTube. We invite you to check us out there. 760 WJR. Just hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. And, of course, we're there when you need us. How about it? 760 WJR, 800-859-0WJR is the number, 800-859-0957. We are going to talk in the next segment, programming note. We did move up David Fishman, the owner and president of Cadillac Travel, what to do if you have a vacation plan to Mexico coming up over the next couple of weeks. He's got you covered what you should be doing right now. I did see this just now within the last hour, and I want to talk about it a little bit. A new poll I love polls, and it's a local poll. It was conducted by the Detroit Regional Chamber, and it is a poll about the governor of the state of Michigan. We are virtually tied, says this poll by the Detroit Regional Chamber. Jocelyn Benson, 30.9%. Mike Duggan, 30.3%. He has skyrocketed in this poll. And John James at 29.5%. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got a dead tie for the governor in the state of Michigan in this three-way tie. Now, look, Mike Duggan will not have a primary challenger. Jocelyn Benson still has to go through a primary. We fully anticipate she will get that nomination. John James has a big lead over a field of Mike Cox, Perry Johnson, Eric Nesbitt. But we'll see what happens with that as well. But if this race is Benson, Duggan, and James, this thing is as close as you can get. And we'll be curious to see what are some of the big issues that these three will tackle, how they will differ on these issues, and who you can get to the polls. It is going to be fascinating to see this race over the next several months for governor. And again, the primaries, I don't want to write anybody off because it's not my job, but all I can do is go with the information that we have right now. And the information we have right now is that John James has a big lead in the Republican field. Jocelyn Benson has a big lead in the Democratic field. And these are the numbers that we have. Chamber President and CEO Sandy Barua called Duggan's rise striking. Look, this poll bodes very well for him. And he's going to be attacked ad nauseum over the next couple of months. But we'll see what happens. I am fascinated by this race coming up, and anybody running for governor, you are invited on this program. I'd love to talk to each and every candidate that is running. You have an open invitation. Whoever wants to talk, we'll put that out there right now, whether it's John James, Mike Cox, Perry Johnson, Eric Nesbitt, Mike Duggan, Jocelyn Benson, Sheriff Swanson. Whoever wants to talk, we're in on having conversations, because we believe the more informed voters are, the better informed their vote can be when they go in. So I thought that was interesting. Let me get to the phone lines, bring in Ken in Brighton. Hey, Ken, you're on 760 WJR. How you doing, my friend?
Good, Ryan. Awesome show as usual. Welcome back, by the way.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, I am very much in favor of Mike Duggan.
Why?
All you have to do, what convinced me is a great question. Thank you. I'm a slightly right-leaning Republican, not too much to the right, but anyway, I watched Mike Duggan rise from. First off, let's remember he wasn't even on the ballot the first time in Detroit, and he won. Now, if you've ever looked back at his State of the City addresses, I'm blown away. The guy. Corporate leading isn't always the best for government. Look what he's done for Detroit. He needs to be our governor. Now, having said that, Jocelyn Benson, the only thing I think that I can credit her for is she did absolutely streamline the Secretary of State office process and so forth. I got to give her credit for that. But John James, if he's on the ballot between Johnson and him, I'll vote for John James, but I'm not warm and fuzzy with him.
What is? Let me ask you this, because I'm curious from a center right. Is that fair to characterize how you would call yourself, Ken, center right kind of guy?
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where Duggan takes the votes. Does he take the votes from the center right or the center left? That is going to be, I think, the determining factor as to, A, if he's got a chance, and B, if you take center left votes, then the Republican in the race is going to have a good shot. If you take the center right votes, then the Democrat is going to have a great chance to win that election. So I'm curious to see where a bulk of those votes come from. But if you are Mike Duggan, again, polls are polls, but what polls do for you is they help you raise money, and they help you in days like this where it's Monday, it's snowing, people are hating the weather, they're in the throes of winter, and they're probably not thinking about the gubernatorial election in November. But then this poll comes out, and they see that Mike Duggan is skyrocketing, and it does get your name out there in a positive light. And it does help you raise money over the next couple of days, over the next couple of weeks. It makes people think that their money is not being thrown into some black hole. So it's a very positive day for Mike Duggan. There's no doubt about it when you have polls like this. And again, a three-way tie. This is going to be very interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Mike Duggan will pull probably an even amount from the Republicans and from the Democrats. He's for real. I can guarantee you that he's out right now in every corner of this state doing his homework, exposing his views and everything.
Look, I'm the guy that thinks that Stephen A. Smith has a legitimate shot to win the Democratic nomination if he were to run for president. So I take everybody seriously that runs for office, and you can bet your bottom dollar people in Michigan should be taking Mike Duggan seriously, even if there has never been an independent that has won the governor's race in the state of Michigan. I believe he's got a real shot. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to David Fishman, owner and president of Cadillac Travel. What should you do if you are in Mexico, if you have somebody that you know in Mexico, and if you're planning a trip to Mexico? So many Americans, so many of our family members potentially could be there. We'll get that advice coming up next. 760 WJR.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. When Michigan's underground systems fail, everyone feels it. Old water and stormwater pipes mean flooded streets, dirty water, and damaged roads. These systems protect our homes, our schools, and the places we work, but many were built generations ago and can't keep up today. If we don't fix what's underground, we risk what's above ground. Safety, jobs, and our future. A strong Michigan depends on strong infrastructure starting below the surface. It's time to invest before small problems become big disasters. Learn more by visiting the website thinkmita.org.
We started Henyon and Walsh for people like you. People with integrity, honesty, and loyalty. The result? We care about you and your investment success. We're dedicated to your financial goals, so we'll always give you our best efforts because you've earned it. We're Henyon and Walsh and committed to you. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon and Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon and Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health. WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
JR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. This year, don't just get a tax refund, upgrade it. Turn your refund into a bigger return with a brand new roof from Weather Seal Home Improvements. Right now, they'll add an extra $1,000 to your refund toward your new roof. That's a smart deal. Book today at weathersealhomeimprovements.net. That's weathersealhomeimprovements.net. I-69 eastbound closed between Miller Road and Bristol Road due to an accident. Please use Corunna Road as an alternate at this time. We do have some construction on I-696 eastbound from Orchard Lake Road to just past Franklin Road. Your two left lanes are closed there. Roadway reduced to 3 lanes on I-696 westbound between I-75 and Losser. You're slow from DeQuinder. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Maybe a leftover flurry now as we get into the afternoon. Otherwise, an overcast day, cold day, especially with that northwest breeze around, ripping at times, 25-plus miles per hour in the mid-20s. Tonight to the mid-teens, partly cloudy skies. Suburbs will get colder. Tomorrow, the clouds will thicken up again, 35, chance of light snow in the afternoon. Any snow around ends around midnight tomorrow night. We drop to 30. Wednesday, a cold day, mostly cloudy, 35. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
760 WJR. Still trying to track down David Fishman. He is out of the country, so technical problems there. We'll get you that information as soon as we can, but I do think it's important information to pass along if you do have a trip. My wife had a trip planned to Cancun. She was going to go on a girls' trip with a couple of her friends for one of her friends' birthdays, and they canceled the trip last night and rebooked for Florida. Just not something that they were comfortable with, and I wasn't comfortable with her going either. Maybe it would have been fine, but maybe it wouldn't have been, and we're just not going to take that chance. In the meantime, tomorrow at 9 p.m., the president will deliver his State of the Union address. He will give a speech in which his poll numbers have never been worse. President Trump's approval rating has declined across the board in the last year. Trump's approval, he's underwater by 27 points. That's his worst since January 6th of last year. He's got a 19% drop in approval among Latinos, 18% drop in Americans younger than 45 years old, 15% drop with independents. Independents view him favorably, 26% of independents. That's the lowest it's been in either term. 14% drop in men. Time is running out on him and the Republican Party to get something done. So, what do you want to hear tomorrow night? What should the president focus on tomorrow night? 800-859-0957, 800-859-0WJR. Then another aspect of tomorrow night. Dozens of Democrats, or at least a dozen Democrats, are expected to skip the address entirely. Thankfully, nobody from the state of Michigan is boycotting at this point that we know of. Now, some are planning to walk out. Last year, Democrats faced backlash for not standing and applauding when the president announced the kid with the brain cancer, that kid cop with the brain cancer, or any of the angel moms that were in attendance. And that was a big focus at the White House today. Now, Stephen A. Smith, somebody that I can say, you can call me crazy all you want. I will accept the incoming of crazy talk. You can call me the craziest thing in the world. If he runs for the Democratic nomination, it's my belief that he will win the Democratic nomination. You could call me crazy. I'll accept it. But I think he's somebody that the Democrats should take seriously. And even if he doesn't run, I think Democrats should take some of his positions seriously, some of his common sense approaches to politics, to some of this stuff that we're seeing. Stephen A. Smith has a message to Democrats who are planning to boycott the speech and or walk out. This is what he has to say about that.
The president of the United States is going to give his State of the Union address, and the Democrats got other plans. So some are talking about walking out in the middle of his speech. Others are talking about boycotting it altogether and essentially finding something else to do. I'm here to tell you that neither is acceptable. Neither should be acceptable. At some point in time, ladies and gentlemen, there's got to be an adult in the room. If you're going to act as juvenile, as petulant, as petty, as you accuse the president of the United States to be, how are you ever going to hold a high moral ground, at least high enough to judge him accordingly? If people on the right can turn and look at you and say, you're no better, you act no better, where's it going to get you? See, these are the kind of things that end up getting people like myself and others in the news because we're talking about getting things done. I've said repeatedly, and I'll state it again, and I'll make news by saying it again. I have no desire to be an elected official. I've never entertained politics in my life. I'm certainly not an aficionado on the issues. Got a long way to go to learn all the things that go on. But you know what I have? I have common sense. I have decency. I have respect for the office even when or if I didn't respect the individual. Because I would understand it as a representative, whether it be that as a representative or a senator in the United States of America, guess what? I have a constituency to answer to. And I have people who need me, who I represent. And whether I like it or not, this individual is in office until 2028. And I got to find a way to do business with him in order to get something done.
Find a way to do business with him and to get something done. And it doesn't help if you're not there, if you just won't be in the room with him, if you just won't share the same air as him. That doesn't get anything done. That is performative at best. It might help you raise a few bucks, but is it going to make the lives of your constituents better if you will not breathe the same air that he breathes? What benefit will that do for you? What benefit will that do for the party? And I wonder how that will be received. Because as I just mentioned, the president's approval ratings are the worst he's ever gotten as a whole. I mean, you talk about all of these numbers. I mean, the drop with men, the drop with independents, the drop with younger men, the drop among Latinos, and then overall his approval rating. It's almost like right now you're negotiating against yourself. You know, what is your plan to get out of some of this stuff? Because, you know, I was just talking about the economy today with we record No Lazy Money with our good friends from Peak Wealth Management. I did that today, and we were talking about, you know, these macroeconomic numbers. They're coming in very good, but people don't feel it. If you don't feel it, what does it matter? People are still frustrated with the economy. At what point will people feel some of these good macro numbers that are coming in on the economy? He's underwater. And if you are a Democrat, are you going to let him kind of, well, I was going to make an analogy, but it wouldn't be a very PC analogy, but you get what I'm saying. Why would you be the story tomorrow night? You know, not clapping for kids with cancer, not clapping for angel moms. Can we have some sort of decorum tomorrow night? It's not too much to ask. Hour number 2, Fox News headlines coming up. We'll check in with Marie as well. 760 WJR.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you.
Hi, David. Thanks so much for joining us.
Identifies people with the right experience and actively.
I have a hard time hearing you. I can't get the volume up.
Qualified candidates fast.
You know how I can turn the volume up?
ZipRecruiter finds you what
Can
you're
you hear
looking
me
for.
now on your side?
The needle in the haystack.
Say that again.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get.
I can. Hello?
At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's
I can't hear you.
ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Can you try upping the sound just on your phone?
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas.
Oh my God. I'm trying to figure out how to get it louder.
If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right, you can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already
I
buying.
cannot figure out how to get it louder.
Cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
Dave, you just want me to call you?
Why not get real cash
Yes.
back? If you like free
Okay,
money,
I'll just give you a
download
call.
Upside.
I'm saving
Okay,
cash
thank you.
using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
The worst has passed. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That from the New York City mayor as snow begins to taper off after dumping more than 2 feet in parts of the Northeast, nearly 20 inches in Central Park.
I continue to encourage all non-emergency traffic, cars, trucks, scooters, and e-bikes, to remain off the roads.
Mayor Zoran Mamdani says multiple plowing runs will be needed, but schools in the city will reopen tomorrow. That may not be the case everywhere. Providence, Rhode Island, getting a record of more than 32 inches of snow in what's officially a blizzard in parts of at least 5 states. The high winds and heavy snow knocking out power to more than 600,000 customers. More than 20,000 flights disrupted through tomorrow with ripple effects around the country. Fox Business's Connor Hansen at D.C.'s Reagan National Airport.
Things are just slowly starting to get back on track here. Much worse in cities like New York and Boston. Today alone at New York airports, thousands of flights were canceled. Pretty much if you had a flight going in or out of New York, it's probably not going to happen until at least tomorrow. Just for some context, more than 22 inches fell at LaGuardia Airport.
Congress is back in session today after a 10-day break, but still no deal to end a Homeland Security funding shutdown over Democrat demands for immigration enforcement reforms.
That means that Secret Service agents protecting the president are not getting paid. That bothers Republicans, especially after Sunday's episode at Mar-a-Lago.
Fox's Chad Pergam on Capitol Hill. An armed man was shot and killed after breaching security at the president's Florida estate, walking in through an open gate as vehicles were leaving. The president was not there at the time. Tomorrow, he gives the State of the Union address on Capitol Hill. The House Speaker has said the U.S. gold medal winning hockey teams might attend the address. The men's team just arriving in Miami, returning from the Winter Olympics on a flight diverted to Miami because of the big storm. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
Sponsored by Mary Grove Awnings, 48 hours. You could be sitting in the shade this week. Mary Grove, motorized, no crank, built in Detroit for over 90 years. Book your free appointment now at marygrove.com or by calling 1-800-44-AWNING. That's 1-800-44-AWNING. I-696 eastbound from Orchard Lake Road to just past Franklin Road. We have some construction blocking your 2 left lanes there. Traffic is being funneled to the Lodge. We also have some slowdowns on I-696 westbound between I-75 and Losser. Looks like you're slow from DeQuinder Road there. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Variable clouds with snow showers today, high of 25. A little bit of sunshine peeking in right now. Cloudy skies tonight, followed by a partial clearing. A few flurries possible with a low of 14. More clouds for Tuesday with a high of 31. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Life is beautiful and fragile. We fall. We get tired. And sometimes we get sick. But with Corewell Health, we are also strong. We fight disease. We battle cancer. We come together. We come back. We push forward. When the body breaks, we break through. Corewell Health. We can.
Corktown Race's 43rd annual event is Sunday, March 15th. Come out for family fun on the run. Kids get a shirt, a medal for completing a quarter mile, run the mile, 5K, or do both. Join the crowd at the newly renovated Roseville Park and visit Michigan Central Station before or after the race. Sign up online or just go to one of the 6 packet pickup locations to get your shirt and race number in advance. Come out in costume, win prizes, and stay for the entertainment and St. Patrick's Parade. For more information, go to corktownrace.com or the Facebook fan page.
It's more than news. It's a conversation. This is JR Afternoon on WJR. Here's Ryan Ermanni.
Hour number 2 of the program here on a Monday. Welcome in wherever you are, however you are watching or listening to us here on JR Afternoon. We certainly appreciate you. And I want to get you caught up on this information because I think it's important. For instance, my wife had a trip to Mexico planned for 2 weeks from now. And her and her girlfriends, they canceled last night. Right, wrong, or indifferent. They just felt like they're going to do something else. They're going to go to Florida instead. Chaos in Mexico. What should you do if you are in Mexico? What should you do if you have a spring break trip planned to Mexico? Let's bring in David Fishman, the owner and president of Cadillac Travel. David, thanks so much. And I believe you are in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, correct?
That is correct. I'm actually out of the country myself.
How do you feel about being out of? I know Dominican Republic feels safe right now, but there's a lot of unrest around the country. Do you feel safe being away from the U.S.?
Actually, I do feel safe. I mean, there's certain parts of the Dominican Republic that you feel less safe in. Haiti is known for having its problems and concerns. So I feel very safe being in Punta Cana, no issues. And so it's been, certainly doesn't hurt having 80-degree weather and sunshine. It makes you feel a little bit better. That's for sure. But yeah, no, I feel very safe in Punta Cana.
David, some of these images that we see in Mexico, look, if people are there, you've got a family member there, you're watching this play out on social media, what is actually happening on the ground? What would your advice be to somebody, a Michigander who is vacationing in Mexico right now? What would you tell them?
Well, it's interesting because I do have some friends and clients in Puerto Vallarta right now. I have one very close friend in the main city area, and I spoke to them last night, and they're shuttered in. They're under shelter advisory right now and lockdown. They had gone out. It was pretty interesting. They said, "Oh yeah, we went to our favorite coffee place this morning." I go, "Are you out of your mind?" But apparently said it was very quiet in the streets, but not a problem. But meanwhile, next door, the cartels had blown up a gas station. That the gas station, the fire came over and burnt down part of the building next door to them. And I'm going, and you're outside.
Wow.
So it's interesting. What has happened though is the cartels, they're trying to block the roads and the authorities and from getting to them and getting people being able to travel comfortably through that area. And the other thing that's important to know that it's in Jalisco area, which is the cartels in Jalisco. So it's Guadalajara, Puerto Vallarta, in that west coast little pocket there. And that's where all the issues are going on right now. And I know that you mentioned your wife's canceling her trip to Cancun. That is on the east side of Mexico. It's almost like, not exactly, but it's like I'm not going to go to California because there's the Norweather blizzard.
Nor'easter in Boston, right? No.
Nor'easter in Boston. Yeah. It's sort of that kind of effect, and I understand Mexico's not just the size of like Michigan or just that close it's a big country. So I just think it's important that you check and see with the government websites to see what's going on, to make sure that you know that whether there's a warning, to see if it's a level 1, 2, 3, or 4 in that part of Mexico. Clearly, in Puerto Vallarta, they have the problems. I have someone else in Puerto Vallarta in Punta Mita that I spoke with, and he said if he didn't have a phone, he wouldn't know there was a problem.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how you get some points of view, and certainly when you see the video, it's very frightening, and everyone has a right to be frightened in that area of Mexico. It is concerning.
Talking to David Fishman, owner and president of Cadillac Travel. David, let me just ask you, if you have a trip planned, spring break is coming up, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, wherever the case may be, what would your advice be to a family, to a high school kid? When I was in high school, we went to Cancun for our senior spring break. When I was in college, we went to Acapulco for spring break. If you have a spring break trip coming up, what would your advice be?
Well, first of all, and I hope that everyone takes insurance, because that's important with any of your travels these days. But a couple other things that you can do to make you feel better about what you're doing, and that is at mytravel.gov, there's a Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. It's a free program for everybody. And what it does is it registers you wherever you're going. So they know you're coming. So they also will give you information on any type of civil unrest, disasters, they'll even tell you about the weather problems, if there's hurricanes or something like that. They keep in contact with you, and you have a contact with the U.S. Embassy in that area. And they'll reach out to you if there's a problem, like what happened in Puerto Vallarta. So that's a good free service right now that you should sign up for, to know ahead of time what's going on. Then the transportation department sites to look at and see what the warnings are. Like I said, the first, second, third, fourth degree warnings, that's important to check on too, because it may be that you go there and they say it's very safe to go to Cancun and the Mayan Riviera, but you're not going to Puerto Vallarta, for example. Right. Then you also want to check with the airlines to see what's going on with the airlines in regard to cancellations with flights to certain areas. In this case, Puerto Vallarta is probably going to be closed for another couple of days or so before people get out, so they make sure things are safe, even though the airport's open and there are flights going in and out of Puerto Vallarta. But you've got to be comfortable with where you're going. So if you're not comfortable, don't go. But that's another reason to take insurance. Now, you can't cancel for any reason unless you take cancel for any reason insurance. Right. So I recommend that you check and see if you should maybe take cancel for any reason insurance moving forward, because you never know what's going to go on in the world with the weather or civil unrest. But on an overall basis, it's going to be a comfort zone in regards to what areas you're going to. And a lot of people, when they'll hear Mexico, are not going to go. But if you check, you may find that it is safe to go to that part of Mexico. But also there's been problems, like I said, in Punta Cana and with Haiti, and people will go, well, I'm not going to go to Dominican Republic because Haiti's in the Dominican Republic.
Right.
Very safe in Punta Cana.
It's a great point. It's a great point you make there on that. You know, I mean, would you not go to California because there's snow in Boston? I do think that's a really great way to look at it. And again, if you register at mytravel.gov, you get a lot of information. And then, of course, you get travel insurance. That's why travel insurance is so important. David, I got to run, but I cannot thank you enough for sharing some time with us here. We really appreciate it.
No problem. But if you do travel spring break, get to the airport early, because we also have to worry about TSA and those type of situations with the shutdown. So
I didn't even think about that.
That's another important thing to let everyone know too. Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
That's important as well. So it's important that the traveling public is really aware that there could be slowdowns at the airport coming up in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks as a shutdown. And so get there early, be safe. And once again, call ahead. There's a TSA site to check app too. Check it out, see what the delays are, see what the timing is before you go to the airport.
Man,
really important.
Good stuff, David. We really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much. David Fishman, owner and president of Cadillac Travel. Let me get to Marie, because I want to get to this story. There's so many unknowns about this, but one thing we do know is that a man armed with a shotgun carrying a fuel gas can was shot and killed early Sunday morning after unlawfully entering the secure perimeter at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, on Sunday morning at 1:30 a.m. Saturday night. WJR's Marie Osborne has more on this. Hey, Marie.
And Ryan, we want to let everybody know, of course, the president was not at Mar-a-Lago. He was at the White House when all this happened. The man's been identified as 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin. He's from North Carolina. His family says he rarely, if ever, talked about politics, seemed afraid of guns, and came from a family of Trump supporters. That's according to one of his cousins. And the cousin saying, I wouldn't believe he would do something like this. It's mind blowing. He wouldn't even hurt an ant. He doesn't even know how to use a gun. So this is completely out of character for this individual, at least according to members of his family. He walked up to the secure perimeter and then went through a gate, opened for employees to leave. And according to the Secret Service, he dropped a gas can, raised a shotgun at the two Secret Service agents and a Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputy. And that's when they opened fire, and he was taken out. He was killed at that point. So not a lot is still known about him. But again, we do have this, we do have his identification, and his home that he lived in North Carolina has been searched by authorities, and they're going through that material right now.
Just so bizarre. I mean, what do you think's going to happen? Like when you walk, you know what I mean? You're walking with a gun and a gas can. Like it's almost feels like a suicide mission almost. I mean,
right. And he had been reported missing by his family too. So we don't know if mental health had an issue, played a role in all this. We don't know yet.
No doubt. All right, Marie, thanks so much, my friend. We appreciate it. All right, coming up next, I want to take your phone calls, 800-859-0957, 800-859-0957. One of the parts about the U.S. Men's hockey team winning the gold, it was so great. It was so great to be one nation for 3 hours. And then Kash Patel went into the dressing room and was partying with Team USA, and everybody went back into their political corners. What do you make of it? 800-859-0957. We'll talk about that and the division after, plus this Huffington Post article that's getting a lot of publicity about if you're waving the American flag or chanting USA turns you off right now, you are not alone. What in the world? 760 WJR.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
The Dan Bongino Show.
Damn, I miss you all. I've got so much content bottled up in my head. I got a lot of stuff. This is the kind of stuff. It's real. You may not hear this anywhere else.
Hard truths.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about that you think is going to open a lot of eyes, and a lot of ignoramuses are going to get shut down.
And a bold perspective no one else can offer.
They are freaking out.
It's the comeback everyone's been waiting for.
Lovers, haters, friends, supporters, detractors, you're all welcome. I want to hear it all.
The Dan Bongino Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
See you there.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples has hot deals and super low prices on everything for your business. And right now, brand your business at Staples with up to 30% off custom labels. Exclusions apply. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app. Ends April 18th. Visit staples.com/print for details.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, Put the expertise and skill of NECA contractors to work on your commercial, industrial, or public electrical construction project. NECA members like Dan's Excavating are powering Michigan's future, project after project, on time and on budget. Learn more at smcneca.org. We have an accident blocking your center lane on I-94 westbound at the Lodge. That's causing stop-and-go traffic from Van Dyke. It's a slow go on I-94 eastbound between I-96 and Mount Elliott Street. Also on I-94 westbound between Connor Street and Van Dyke. And we still have that wreck blocking your left shoulder on I-94 westbound after Haggerty Road. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Most of our flurry snow showers now winding down as we get into the afternoon. Going to stay cold the next couple of days. Temperatures will stay in the mid-20s today with a gusty northwest breeze, making it feel colder. Tonight, about 15, suburbs colder, some clouds around. Tomorrow afternoon, some light snow or snow showers, 35. That snow will end somewhere around midnight tomorrow night. Inch or less of accumulation. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, 35. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Coming up Tuesday on JR Morning, we'll hear from a company that's using science-based solutions to help automakers. We'll also find out why Democrats are investigating the Maroons, and we'll also talk to our Lomas Brown about his upcoming golf outing. All that and more coming up on JR Morning. Of course, you can listen to us on WJR.com and, as always, on the free WJR app.
All right, so we were talking about earlier in the first hour, the U.S. Olympic men's hockey team, just such a great source of pride. Awesome game. Couldn't breathe. Last 4 minutes of the third period and into overtime. I mean, it was like the stuff that you love this. If you're a sports fan, and even if you're not a sports fan, but you just wanted to see Team USA bring home the gold for the first time in 46 years, just awesome stuff. So for that tiny slice of time, that short period of time, we were all one country. At least it felt like that. Seeing the images of people celebrating all around the country, bars, restaurants opening up early, even in the state of Michigan, especially in the state of Michigan, with all of the representation that we had here on that team. Awesome. But afterwards, almost immediately, we went back to our corners. Kash Patel, FBI director, was in the dressing room afterwards celebrating, and so many people hated that. The left hated that specifically. He wrote on social media afterwards, for the very concerned media, yes, I love America, and was extremely humbled when my friends, the newly minted gold medal winners on Team USA, invited me into the locker room to celebrate this historic moment with the boys. Greatest country on earth and greatest sport on earth. I have no problem with Kash Patel being in the dressing room, especially if he was invited in, as was the case. And I don't think it's any secret that if you polled a majority of hockey players and fans, probably more than half of them would probably lean conservative. I don't think that's breaking news. Just like I don't think it is breaking news that if you polled all the NBA players, basketball players, and fans, probably more than 50% of them would lean Democratic. And that's why, President Obama has had such a great influence with the NBA and in all of that. I believe President Trump was supposed to be at that gold medal game yesterday, but plans changed for him because of, a number of different things, but namely the Iran situation that seems to be a hot topic. And potentially war with Iran usurps going to a gold medal game. So I have no problem with it. Hockey is going to lean conservative. Basketball is going to lean liberal, and it is what it is. Sports is not immune to politics anymore. It maybe it felt like it once was. I'm not even sure if that's true, but I don't have a problem with it. One of the things I do have a problem with is a serious question. Were people rooting against Team USA yesterday? Because considering all the pride that I felt, that you felt, or maybe you didn't, apparently there were people who did not feel the pride in yesterday's win. So over the weekend, the Huffington Post, not that I read the Huffington Post, but it's gotten enough eyeballs now. The article that they pushed out to their 10 million followers was this: if waving the American flag or chanting USA, USA turns you off right now, you're not alone. Let me just read a little bit of this article. While President Donald Trump's deportation agenda separates families and federal agents detain 5-year-olds and kill unarmed civilians, American athletes are winning medals on behalf of the nation at the Olympics right now. The whiplash between pride for the United States competitors and national shame for the federal government is common. The cognitive dissonance of rooting for U.S. sports while hating the U.S. government is so common that it continues to be one of the main topics I hold space for in therapy, said Los Angeles-based licensed clinical social worker Amy Monterosa. As we continue to witness global and national atrocities in real time, it can trigger feelings of guilt, despair, shame, and anger. Then you have this Tanisha Ranger, a Nevada-based clinical psychologist, saying, in your mind, this tension might show up as an internal war of words. You might worry, why do I want them to win when I'm so angry at what the country is doing? Or you might qualify your feelings. Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh while reading this. You might qualify your feelings with statements like, I'm rooting for them, but. Did anybody ask themselves, yes, I'm rooting for them, but? You might even need to turn the game off right before or after a big moment because it suddenly feels too complicated to keep rooting for them. The degree to which you feel shame or guilt right now for cheering U.S. Olympians might also depend on how much cognitive dissonance you have between the stated values of being American versus how the government actually acted in the hundreds of years since the U.S. was formed. Ladies and gentlemen, that was actually printed, that was physically written by a human being in America for the Huffington Post, pushed out to 10 million followers. Were you rooting against Team USA? That is incredible to me. Is it incredible to you? Diane in Dearborn, you're on 760 WJR. How you doing, Diane? Welcome in to the program here.
I wondered if you asked all the soldiers who fought in World War II and went to battle for the U.S. how they would feel. They would probably be so proud of their country. They all volunteered and went and fought a foreign war, because they cared about America. I think about that, you know. But I think that the four that were on, I heard on your radio station earlier that the four that were on the ice that won the game were all from Michigan.
Yeah.
So I think Michigan Lansing, they should honor these four guys in some way. And we should be the hockey state now. Because when is this ever going to happen again? When there are going to be four people from the same state on the Olympic ice and win the game? What are the odds?
It was incredible, was it not? I mean,
yeah, and I am so proud of them.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of the women's team. They stood there and they
absolutely.
sang. I watched the women's hockey game, and I was so proud of them. They all stand there and they sang, and the audience sang with them. And you know what? When I was watching these athletes, I never asked them what their politics was.
Exactly.
I was just proud of the fact that they did so good in what they practiced and wanted to be.
Well said, Diane. Diane, I'm up against a break. Thanks so much for the call. Paul, Ken, Rod, Brandon, everybody stay right there. I'll get to your phone calls right out of the break. Coming up next, 760 WJR. I
friends, Bill Golly here, and February is Ram Truck Month at Golly Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Right now, well-qualified Chrysler employees with loyalty can lease a 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 for just $279 a month. Leases for 39 months, 10,000 miles a year with $2,000 down, plus tax title plates and dock car extra. All Rams also come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, so you got to come see us at Golly Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bloomfield Hills, Chelsea, Roseville, or our newest location on Mac in Detroit, or always at Golling.com.
Tonight, someone in our community will need a warm bed. Tomorrow, they'll need a meal. You can help make both possible. Join the club that's here for good by texting BREAD to 24365. Your support helps provide over 71,000 nights of shelter and more than 1.6 million meals a year. Tune in to the Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on 760 WJR, Friday, February 27th.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Fox News, I'm Tom Graham. A monster snowstorm buried millions in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast, where snow totals continue to pile up.
In Providence, Rhode Island, they have topped the infamous blizzard of 1978, 32.8 inches and counting. New York City, 19.1. That ranks their 9th biggest storm on record. And out here on the eastern end of Long Island, we've had 2 to 2.5 feet of snow.
Fox Weather's Mike Seidel on New York's Long Island. Accused killer Nick Reiner entering a not guilty plea in a California courtroom. He's accused of murdering his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner. Prosecutors say they could seek the death penalty.
We will be looking at all aggravating and mitigating circumstances.
Los Angeles District Attorney Nathan Hawkman. Nick has been held without bail since the December murder of his parents. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples has hot deals and super low prices on everything for your business. And right now, brand your business at Staples with up to 30% off custom labels. Exclusions apply. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app. Ends April 18th. Visit staples.com/print for details.
We have an accident blocking your left shoulder on I-94 westbound after Haggerty Road. It's a slow go on I-94 westbound between Connor Street and Van Dyke. Also on I-94 eastbound between I-96 and Mount Elliott Street. And steer clear of that wreck that's blocking your center lane on I-94 westbound at the Lodge. You're slow from Van Dyke. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Variable clouds with snow showers today, a high of 25. Cloudy skies for tonight, followed by a partial clearing. A few flurries possible with a low of 14. More clouds for Tuesday with a high of 31. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Hey, gang, it's Ryan Ermanni. I want to tell you about my good friends at Game Day Men's Health in Plymouth. Ladies and gentlemen, I have done it. I have reached my goal weight. 30 pounds I've lost since mid-October, and I have my friends at Game Day Men's Health in Plymouth to thank for that. I've been working with them since mid-October, and in that time, I've said this, I believe this, I feel this, I have never felt better in my adult life. I'm using them for weight loss, and it works for me, but they specialize in personalized, science-backed men's health treatments. Whether you need testosterone replacement, peptide, medical weight loss, it's all designed specifically for men and all customized to meet your specific needs. At Game Day Men's Health in Plymouth, it is more than just an online point-and-click transaction. it is real people getting real results. Do yourself a favor. Call them for a complimentary consultation today. 734-927-1718. That number again, 734-927-1718. Game Day Men's Health on Ann Arbor Road in Plymouth. 734-927-1718.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking.
Coming in 3, in 2. Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR Afternoon, the State of the Union address tonight. What will President Trump focus on? Will the Democrats coming in 3, in 2. Oh, okay. Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR. Coming up 2 o'clock. Should I say Tuesday? Or don't say Tuesday? Sorry, got it. Okay. Because this will run tomorrow? Okay. Okay, you got it. Coming in 3, in 2. Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR Afternoon, President Trump will deliver his State of the Union address. You will hear that on 760 WJR. We'll have a preview. What will he focus on? Mayor Mary Sheffield will be in the house along with, coming in 3, in 2. Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR Afternoon, President Trump will deliver his State of the Union address. We'll talk about that and the local angle, plus your phone calls at 800-8590-WJR. It's all coming up 2 o'clock, 760 WJR.
With WJR Winter Updates. Every hour, every afternoon between 1 and 4. All the winners, all the losers. Who's breaking records and who's bringing home the gold. Winter Updates on WJR. For more, visit WJR.com/sports. WJR Traffic. WJR. Wake up tomorrow with JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR. Right now, it's JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni.
All right, a lot of people want to weigh in on this topic. I mentioned the Huffington Post. If waving the American flag or chanting USA turns you off right now, you're not alone. This is one of the most incredible articles I've ever read. I wasn't sure that I should laugh when I was reading it. It was more sad to me that people would actually feel like this, that you would actually root against your country in the Olympics because you think politics has something to do with it, but to each their own. Let me get to the phones. We'll bring in Ken is it Caro? Ken?
Yes, sir. Up in the thumb.
All right. Ken, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for the call.
Yes, sir. There's a couple of things in play here, by the way. I was in church yesterday.
God bless you.
And thank you. And I was following the game on Gamecast.
Oh my God.
That was the phone was out. It was on silent. But as soon as I found out they won, they're literally singing a hymn. And I went up to the pastor before he went up to do his preaching and showed him the score. And he's like, yeah, well, he mentioned it and the church erupted in
awesome.
in cheers.
I love that.
So it was a great time. Couple of things. No, I'm very proud of him, and God bless them for winning it. Government's got issues, whatever. But at the end of the day, we're all Americans. And Canadians, they're our neighbors to the north. They're our friends as well. It's a sporting event, but for the next 4 years, we're going to be holding on to the gold. There's one other thing in play here, too. You got to remember the last Canadian-based team that won the Stanley Cup was
Montreal,
1993
right?
Montreal, yeah. So and that bothers a lot of people, you know. And so it's when you look at this, hockey, and it's their game. It's their game. There's no doubt about it. But the U.S. has done an outstanding job, and I'm so proud of the Michigan players that were on the ice during this, tremendous event. And by the way, Cash Patel being in the locker room, God bless him. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean,
no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
If you're an American, and you're in that locker room, God bless you.
Amen
Just
to
celebrate
that.
with them and enjoy it, because these are once in a lifetime opportunities. So I'm very proud. I love my country. We're not perfect, but I love my country.
Amen to that, Ken. Love that call. Call back anytime. Let me get to Rod in Plymouth. Rod, you're on 760 WJR. Hey, Rod.
Ryan, we've really seen enough of these unpatriotic lowlifes and their anti-American agenda of cancel culture, and that's one of their MOs. And now they're trying to cancel the flag and patriotism. That is an embarrassment to them, our country, and to their advertisers as well.
I do think it's a little bit of just kind of highlights to some of. Look, I don't know if I take the Huffington Post seriously. Clearly not, but at one point, I think they tried to be like a serious media company, perhaps, but it is devolved into something like that. It just feels like it's it's really unsettling. I think that people would feel like that. I mean, these are athletes that, honestly, no offense, but what do they even know about politics to even weigh in on anything? You don't have to weigh in on everything. These are players that work their whole life to get to a certain place. And whether it's the Olympic skier or snowboarder or whoever, what reporters are doing asking any political questions anyway is, I think, the dumbest thing in the world. What do we care about what they think politically? How about all the work, all the people that help them get to make the Olympic team, win a medal, all the blood, sweat, tears that they put into it personally to wear that jersey, to compete in those games? How about focusing on that and their journey instead of just taking every opportunity to bash the United States of America, Donald Trump, Cash Patel, whoever? Can we just focus on them for a second? Focus on the athletes instead of sitting in a press conference asking them why they hate the country. It's really telling as well, I think. Paul in Northville, you're on 760 WJR. Hi, Paul.
Hey, hi. Before I start, you're looking good.
Oh,
Just
thanks,
want to let
buddy.
you know it's working.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Okay, but back to Huffington. Those guys aren't with the guys I'm hanging out with. I live in an area where I have a diverse group of people. I'm talking about Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, plus Irish people, Indian people, and they all love America. My Canadian neighbor loves America. He moved here, and he lived in Canada when he came from India. He was so excited yesterday. And by the way, we were at a bar in Livonia, not going to say the name, on 7 Mile, but everybody there, whether you were gay, Republican, or whatever, were rooting for America. No place in the world is it better than here, including my British friends who called me, was happy. My Italians called me because I used to travel internationally. And plus, one of the people in Japan called me, but everybody was excited last night. And I want to say one more thing about Canada.
Sure.
I also love Canada.
Absolutely.
The fact they got God in their national anthem, I love it. And I sing it every time I go down to the arena when we play a Canadian team.
Belt it out.
I belt it out bigger than anybody.
Let's go, Paul. Good call, my
agree.
friend.
And I take my hat off when they play the national anthem at the bar.
Let's go. Good job,
Take
Paul.
care.
That's
Have
a
a good
great
day.
call. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the
care.
kind words. Let me get to my guy, Robert, in Detroit. Robert, you're on 760 WJR. How you doing, Robert?
I'm doing amazing, Ryan. I'm gonna keep it real simple.
Always.
So does the president calling an athlete a loser because of his political beliefs? Is that unpatriotic?
I don't love that at all. I hated that. I absolutely hated that. Hold on, give me a second with Rob here. I absolutely hated that, Robert. I was off last week when it happened, but my point is this on that. It shouldn't even have come to that because the question should have never even been asked to that poor kid. You know, that guy should have been, questions to that kid should have been asked about his performance, what it means to him, why he has to weigh in politically is the first mistake. Can we agree on
May
that?
I answer the question?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna respond to that. So I don't think you or anyone else are able to dictate what question anybody decides they want to ask an Olympic athlete.
Agree.
So you guys can't. So, the fact that everything he had to say he did not agree with has absolutely been normalized and going on in this country since Trump has been elected. So, the man is just speaking on what is actually happening in America. And for, these Joes, people that just complain about Cash Patel in there with the hockey team is one thing. But with the president, if you call one athlete a loser, you have called the entire United States Olympic team losers.
Yeah,
then to turn right back around and go, oh, we celebrate hatred, man. That's the most gaslighting ish I've ever heard.
Robert, you're not wrong. I hated that what the president said about that guy. But again, look, you can ask if you're covering the Olympics, you can ask whatever you want. I just think it's what's the point in trying to ask some kid, some Olympian, what they think about what's happening in the country? How about focusing on them and their journey? That's all I'm saying. If you're not trying to divide, sometimes I feel like everybody's trying to divide. We want that topic to divide, and they got one. So can both things be true? In my world, they are. Good enough? Robert, I like it when you call. I appreciate your perspective on things.
Yes, sir, man. Have a great day.
My man. Good job, Robert. Call back anytime, buddy. All right, Steve Courtney coming up next, 760 WJR.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi friends, Bill Golly here from Golly Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This February is Ram Truck Month, where every Ram truck comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Right now, well-qualified Chrysler employees with loyalty can lease a 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cab 4x4 for just $359 a month. Leases for 39 months, 10,000 miles a year with $2,000 down, plus sex title plates and dock car extra. So come see us. That's Golly Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bloomfield Hills, Chelsea, Roseville, or our newest location on Mac in Detroit, or always at Golling.com.
Tonight, someone in our community will need a warm bed. Tomorrow, they'll need a meal. You can help make both possible. The Salvation Army's Bed and Bread program provides over 71,000 nights of shelter and more than 1.6 million meals every year because people like you care. Donate today by texting BREAD to 24365. That's BREAD to 24365. Join the club that's here for good.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit fvgradio.com. If you want a 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. See website for complete details. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now, 800-951-6541. 800-951-6541. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $498. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and you get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $498. What are you waiting for? 800-951-6541. 800-951-6541 and give us your answer. The proceeding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and not sponsored by this program or its affiliates.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples has hot deals and super low prices on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app. Ends April 18th. Visit staples.com/print for details.
You have an accident blocking your left shoulder on I-94 westbound after Haggerty Road. It's a slow go on I-94 eastbound between Livernois and Mount Elliott Street. And also on I-94 westbound at the Lodge. We still have that wreck blocking your center lane. You're slow from Van Dyke. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Cold afternoon as we're right around 25, 26 degrees, somewhere in that range. A gusty northwest breeze. Yeah, it does feel colder. Maybe a flurry left over early. Tonight, 15 with some clouds around. Tomorrow, thickening clouds. The next system comes in with some light snow and snow showers in the afternoon, 35. Could slicken up the streets before it ends tomorrow night around midnight, but inch or less of accumulation, though. So not a bunch of snowfall. Wednesday, a cloudy, cold day, 35 should do it. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
It's been too long. But the wait is over. I can sit here and crack myself up all day long. Steve Courtney, how you doing, my friend?
My man, Ryan. It's been a minute there, fella. Did you enjoy your time away?
I did, man. We hit that weather perfect in Florida, took the kids to Universal. It was like head on a swivel, overstimulation, and now we're back. You need a vacation from the vacation.
That's when you know you had a nice vacation, lad. Before we get to the excitement of yesterday, and it was pandemonium, some things of local interest. We have quite the showdown tonight at LCA. Your Detroit Pistons playing host to the San Antonio Spurs. The Detroiters, Ryan, looking to extend their 5-game winning streak over this darn good Spurs team. Let's talk about what the Pistons have been up to. They're coming off the 126-110 win over the Bulls in Chicago on Saturday night. Pistons leaving the Windy City with glowing remarks about the current Bull, Jaden Ivey. And I needed to talk to you about this. You go back to last Thursday night at Madison Square Garden, another showdown in the Eastern Conference. Pistons, no biggie, take care of the Knicks, 126-111. That game, by the way, Ryan, televised on Prime. And we've had our discussions as to what the national outlook on Cade Cunningham is. Well, for the first time, I heard national broadcasters refer to Cade Cunningham as a legitimate superstar and a legitimate MVP candidate. Now, I knew that, but for them to refer to him in this league right now as a superstar, I found that to be extremely refreshing.
It is. And when you go and you perform on a stage like that, everybody's going to talk about you. Everybody's going to write about you. You're going to be on First Take, and Stephen A. Smith is going to love you, and Pat McAfee is going to think you're great, and everybody in the world is going to think you're great. It is awesome to see what the country is finding out about what we believe we already knew. And this guy is, to me, if you look around the league, I mean, he is NBA face of the league kind of talent. And we'll see what they do in the postseason. It'd be nice for an elongated run here.
All right, no Isaiah Stewart for this showdown tonight. Still serving that 7-game suspension. If my math is right, let me take my socks off here. Yeah, he still has 4 games left to serve for the ugliness back on February 9th in Charlotte. The Spurs, by the way, 19-10 on the road. And I mentioned Isaiah Stewart because it could come into play here. San Antonio, Ryan, is the NBA leader, 35.3 defensive rebounds per game, led by, of course, Victor Wembanyama, averaging 9.3. Wembanyama, by the way, having a year averaging 24.3 points, 11.2 boards, and 2.7 blocks for San Antonio. Couple of hot teams, you better believe it. The Pistons coming in 8-2 over their last 10. The Spurs, meanwhile, coming in at 9-1. Eastern Conference, Pistons, of course, on top. The Celtics 5.5 out, the Knicks 6.5, and the Cavaliers, the rebuilt Cavs, 7.5 out. Western Conference, you got the Thunder on top. Then the Spurs only 3 games out. Then somewhat of a drop-off, the Denver Nuggets 8 games out. In Lakeland, Florida, your Tigers, Grapefruit League action continues. Tigers fall to the Minnesota Twins 3-0. Tarek Skubal makes his spring debut, just goes a couple of innings, gives up 2 hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 4. So you could easily say business as usual.
Way to go, Scoobs.
So, you know what a nice thing it is on this Monday, having swept gold in hockey, men's and women's. And how about that till yesterday? You had the Canton Township native Jack Hughes lighting the lamp, 141 into the 3-on-3 overtime, and the United States takes the gold right away from Canada. And I, for one, and I just want to say this, I know there's some people that feel differently, but I like 3-on-3 overtime hockey. I truly do.
I do too, but man, I'll tell you, I was texting with a couple of people in the minute. I guess I just didn't realize it was 3-on-3, even though they had won in overtime in the quarters. I did not realize until they put up the rules that it was 3-on-3, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be over quick. And boy, minute and a half in?
Well, I know every possession in overtime, whether it's 5-on-5 or 3-on-3, is very important. But I think there is a certain strategy to 3-on-3, and you talk about indeed every possession being critical, puck possession, everything. I just enjoy it. I just wanted to throw that out there. Meanwhile, important to note, the United States men had not beaten Canada in a best-on-best competition since the 1996 World Cup of Hockey, before many of the players on this U.S. roster were even born. Incredible. So I thought that was pretty cool. And, of course, let's not forget about the pride of Walled Lake Northern High School, Connor Hellebuck, the fine netminder for Team USA, stopping 41 of 42 shots. Canada, when we killed off that 5-on-3 in the second period, it was like that lit the fire under Canada, and it's like it was nonstop. But at the end of the day, United States coming back with goals.
What action, baby. What action. Steve-O, we love you, buddy. Talk to you tomorrow.
You bet. Have a great one there, Ryan.
You too, my friend. Beth Ann Long, Danielle Mason. Love you guys. So great to be back. Want to thank each and every one of you for spending some time with us here on JR Afternoon. Find us on YouTube anytime, 760 WJR. Mitch Albom is next, 760 WJR.